Hey guys, it's Kim Jongspoon, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you an insane battle replay with the Tier 6 American light tank, the T21. Now, our warm-up here is on Canal, and Sebastian 1145 and I are platooned up. We basically platooned for the entire grind up to the T71 because the T71 is just fantastic. I already have it. I've played a bunch of games in it, and I love it. But we're here on the Canal map, and this is a supremacy mode. So right now we're focusing on taking bases. We've seen that the enemies have taken C. This guy took C, the KV-1S, and our friendlies are taking A, B, and we just took D. So we're looking good so far. Both of these games that I'm going to show you today are games where Sebastian 1145 and I used our teamwork to win, as opposed to one of us just carrying like a boss. So hopefully this will show you guys how teamwork is so critically important with these light tanks, because you can't just rely on your armor, and you can't just rely on your hit points to win these games. So Seb and I are on Skype communicating this entire time, and he told me that he's going to go take C. We're going to crush this KV-1S if he's dumb enough to stay there, but we want to make sure that we have the base advantage. So they currently have the points advantage, meaning that we need to take more bases to win. I probably shouldn't have sat here in the open. I don't see any consequences of it, but staying on the open is a really terrible idea. This KV-1S looks like he's going to come back around the corner, and we take the shot and get the kill. So that's our first kill, and that's the first kill our team has had. They're 1-1, the scores are 1-1, they're tied, and we're up by about 50 points here. We've taken C, but the enemies are taking B. This entire game is just kind of like a flip-flop between who's taking what bases. Now we see this T20 over here, and the T20 is basically the T21 with a better gun. So we know that we can easily pen him with AP. We don't need to load our APCR, which are kind of expensive in this tank. The entire American light tank on the premium ammo is crazy expensive. The premium ammo on the the T71 is 5,600 credits per heat round with the best gun, which is ridiculous because you're going to dump like 16,000 credits into a tank if you unload your heat clip into them. So really, you're not going to be able to use heat shells on that, but I carry a few APCR on this tank, and it works out just fine. So I'm going to push up over here trying to help out my AT7 here. The VK is just punishing him, and unfortunately I come a little bit too late. So the AT7 is going to die, and I see that there are 3 enemy tanks right around me and 1 not too far away, and I'm the only green guy in this general area. I try to get the kill on that VK, but we don't get the shot on, and then someone shoots me from the side. It's the T21. So right now I'm in a really awful spot, like a really awful spot. I've got tanks to my right, I've got tanks in front of me, I've got tanks to my left. I don't have tanks behind me, but there's a hill behind me, so it really didn't matter if I did. So basically, I can't really go anywhere. Now Sebastian goes over to engage the T21, which gives me room to get out. I'm not going to engage a Tier 7 heavy and his friend one-on-one, so because that's a really awful idea. I'm going to lose. So I just run away, and running away is a really good strategy in light tanks. If you're outmatched, you're outnumbered, if you're outgunned. I'm going to run to the help of my friend. Sebastian 1145 just killed the T21 over there, so I know that if I'm with him, then we have a much better chance of winning. So currently it's 3v4, and we see this T3045 is like sitting rear high on a hill. I really have no idea what he's trying to do, but it looks like he's the one that took base A. So if we can kill him, we can take base A. Currently the enemy team has the points advantage, and we have the same amount of bases. So we need to be able to either kill someone or take a base to win this game. I don't quite get behind cover in time, so he does get one more shot into me. But then Seb says, this is a stupid engagement, I'm going to go around and flank him. So I'm going to stay right here, and we're going to corner him in a crossfire. So Seb's going to pop around the corner. You can see him on the mini-map there. He's a little orange shape. And then I get the shot on him, so I get the kill. So now it's 2v3, and that's really not very good odds, considering the fact that we're both on crazy low health, basically one-shots. So I get the kill on him. He probably should have shot him. He was aiming right at me, but we get the kill on the VK, and now it's 2-on-2. We currently have the point advantage, but they're taking a base, so we need to be able to take one more base or kill one of the enemy tanks to win. They like run in and out of the cap circle or something, so C gets taken again. But Seb and I say, okay, we're going to take bases A and B. And we both get into our bases at the exact same time. So bases A and B are getting taken, so it really doesn't matter. By the time these are capped, we're going to have A, B, and D, and they're just going to have C. So we don't actually have to kill everyone. This is supremacy. It's just whoever gets to 1,000 points first. So once we take these bases, it's really easy for us to win. The enemy team's going to have to come take one of our bases, which they don't have time to, or kill us, which we're not going to let them. So I'm going to pop around the corner, take one shot at this T20, and it sails inches over his turret, but I'm just going to sit back and cover. There's no reason to let him kill me to get like another 180 damage in and risk losing the game. I'm just going to sit behind the cover and let us win. So sometimes winning isn't very glamorous, but you get the W, get the second class, 1700 damage, and only 3000 credits because I dumped a bunch of APCR into the dirt a couple times. But overall, pretty good game. And that leads us into our actual insane battle replay on Fort Despair. So Seb and I are again platooned up in the T21s, and because we're scouts, we're going to go all the way around the map to try to find the enemy team. Now, this is one of the situations where we've kind of done a base swap, so the enemy has gone town, and we have gone to this kind of valley area over here. This isn't supremacy, this is encounter, so we can't just start taking bases, we actually need to engage the enemy. If it's supremacy, you can kind of play the little base card that we did in the first game that I showed you, but there's no reason to start capping the base early on really any map in encounter mode. The old Falls Creek was one of the maps where you could kind of do it and make the enemy come to you, but the new Falls Creek, they're just going to shoot you anyway, so there's no point in doing it. Unless you can guarantee the win with the cap, just go kill the enemy tanks, because that's the only way you have to win. So the problem we're facing here is that our entire team splintered when we saw the enemy tank, so we're kind of like over this really giant area with groups of 2 or 3 tanks fighting at a time. So I'm in a group of 4 here. One more tank comes to join us, but we're facing 3 enemy tanks right here, including the KV-2, which again is your biggest threat in the T21 because you have 28mm of armor maximum. So he just destroys our Leopard in one shot, which is not super exciting. And that leaves us in a 4v6. Our KV-1S is getting pummeled over here, so I'm going to pop around and take some pot shots while no one's looking at me. But this KV-1S is going to die here really soon. They're capping the base, which again, it's useless because I could just pop around and shoot whoever's capping, and the person who's capping can't get shots on anyone, so they're like wasting their DPM. They're not being able to put their gun to use. And this VK is completely ignoring me, so I'm going to put a couple more shots into him. We've got this Cromwell, who again is completely ignoring me. The VK who just decides to drive into my line of fire like an idiot. So we put one more into him. And that's basically Seb and I, and one more medium versus 6 enemy tanks. These aren't very good odds. We make them better by killing this Cromwell, but still, it's not very good odds. Someone bounces off of me. I don't know how, but we did it a couple of times in this game. And Seb and I are basically communicating, determining who we're going to kill. We have to focus fire. If we don't focus fire, we die. So the T21 bounces off my side armor, and Seb's going to pick up the kill on him. We see this VK, he pens me, I pen him, good damage trade. I mean, you don't really want to be trading damage when you're in a 2v4 now, or 2v5, but it's better than him getting a shot into me and me not getting a shot into him. And right here, I thought this game was over. We got a KV-2 coming up our side. We can't seem to pen this guy, we keep hitting his tracks. We got the VK in front, who's just deciding not to shoot us. And then we've got another tank coming up to our right side on the other side of this building. So I was like, yep, this is it. This is the last fight. I pull around, get the kill on him with a high roll, which was exciting. And then we see this SU-100 comes around the corner and takes Sebastian's tracks off. And Seb was like, oh my god, we could win this. So now I've got this Panzer IV right here. And he could kill Seb in one shot and me in 2. We also have the KV-2, who is kind of sitting there. He's not spotted right now, but he's just sitting there. And he could kill both of us in one shot. So KV-2 has to shoot me, Panzer IV has to shoot Sebastian, and the game's over. But they don't work together, so the Panzer IV is taking all these hits. I'm looking at him. If he turns his gun to Seb, then I come out and shoot. Turns his gun to me, then Seb comes out and shoot. KV-4 completely ignores me, goes across the front of me and pays the price, and then Seb comes around the corner and kills the Panzer IV. So we basically took a 3v6, turned it into a 2v5, and then we won the game because the enemy team decided to come at us one by one. So hopefully this game showed you that if you use teamwork, you can do anything with a tank with 28mm of frontal armor. I picked up 2,700 damage, and okay, look at this, second class. That's kind of the insane part of this replay, a second class. Sebastian 1145 got his ace tanker in the T21, a tier higher, with 2,600 damage. So I get that it's based on XP and everything, but I don't know, that just kind of seems ridiculous how good people are doing in the T21. I currently have like a 1.0 star 1 in this tank with a 60-something% win rate, so that just goes to show how good people are doing in this tank. And hopefully these replays showed you that if you use teamwork, anything's possible. Given we had a little bit of luck with the SU-100 taking Seb's tracks off instead of obliterating him like he should have, and me bouncing shots twice off of my tank with 28mm of frontal armor. But anyways, I hope this battle showed you just how important teamwork is in your light tanks and just how exciting the new American light tanks can be. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please do press like and be sure to stay tuned for more awesome tank videos. Thanks.